People were just so excited to come support the Fever. We felt that in our preseason games. We felt that even on draft night, we filled Gainbridge, which I felt like all of these people were supporting me this whole time, and I didn't know that they were supporting me until that moment.
What if I told you that Lexie Hull almost quit basketball last year? Yeah, the same Lexie Hull who's now leading the Fever to victory after victory. She was this close to hanging up her sneakers for good. But something changed, something big. And in this video, Lexie's gonna tell us exactly what it was. Get ready for a story of doubt, determination, and a comeback that'll make you believe anything's possible. You know what's crazy? Lexie Hull almost quit basketball last year. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Lexie Hull who's now tearing it up for the Fever. Imagine this. Hull's sitting at home, staring at her phone, thinking her WNBA dream is over. She's probably scrolling through Instagram, seeing all her old teammates living it up in the league. That's gotta hurt, right? But then something wild happens. The Fever call her up. Just like that, Hull's got one last shot. You better believe she's not gonna waste it. So picture this. Hull shows up to practice, nervous as heck. Everyone's eyes are on her. The other players are whispering, wondering if this new girl's got what it takes. Coach throws her right into a scrimmage. It's like, all right, rookie, show us what you've got. And guess what? Hull's on fire. She's not just playing, she's dominating. Her teammates are like, who is this girl? Hull's stealing balls left and right.
The start of the season. I feel like people, once we found out we had the #1 pick and once Caitlin declared, that kind of changed things, I think, in Gainbridge, and people are excited to watch the screen and see who we draft. So I think it's been so awesome, and just the growth has been insane.
Hitting threes like it's nothing. It's like she flipped a switch and turned into a basketball machine. By the end of practice, Coach is grinning from ear to ear. You know what that means, right? Hull just earned her spot. Just like that, she went from almost quitting to making the team. That's insane. But you know what's crazier? That's just the beginning of Hull's wild ride. You won't believe what happens next. Let's just say, Hull's about to turn the Fever's whole season upside down. And trust me, you're gonna wanna hear about it. So, are you ready for the next chapter in Hull's comeback story? Cause it's about to get even crazier. Buckle up, cause Hull's just getting started. Remember how Hull was on fire in that first practice?
When did that start happening? Like, when was the first time you started to sort of feel the recognition of like people when you're walking around?
Like trying to just go get some groceries and someone fist bumps me and says, "Go Fever." Like, that's just a really cool environment, and it shows people were just so excited to come support the Fever. We felt that in our preseason games. We felt that even on draft night, we filled Gainbridge, which...
Well, that was just a warm-up. When Caitlin Clark stepped into the gym, everything changed. Suddenly, Hull's facing a whole new level of competition. But here's the kicker. It's not what you'd expect. Let's talk about the day Caitlin Clark showed up. The gym was buzzing like crazy. Everyone's whispering, wondering what this superstar rookie's gonna do. And Hull? She's thinking, great, now I'll never get playing time. Can you blame her? Clark's supposed to be the next big thing, right? But check this out. First practice with Clark, and Hull's feeling the pressure. She's probably thinking, don't mess up, don't mess up. Then it happens. Clark's got the ball, she's driving down the court. Suddenly, she dishes out this insane no-look pass right to Hull. And what does Hull do? Boom! Perfect three. Just like that. You know what's wild? From that moment on, it's like Hull and Clark have some crazy mind meld on the court. They're reading each other's moves, always in sync. It's like watching two players who've been teammates for years, not just a few days. And get this, Coach notices. Suddenly, Hull's not just on the team, she's starting. Can you believe it? Hull went from almost quitting basketball to starting alongside one of the hottest rookies in the league. That's insane. But you want to know the craziest part? It's not just about the game. Hull's whole mindset changed. You won't believe the shocking confession she made about Clark. Hull straight up admits, Caitlin made me believe in myself again. She saw something in me I didn't.
Everybody sort of wants to be part of this collective experience. Like, you do want to enjoy it with people together. That's why the fans come together. Was there anything that was surprising to you in terms of, people reaching out or, just like anything like that?
I felt like all of these people were supporting me this whole time, and I didn't know that they were supporting me until that moment.
And it shows on the court. Hull's talking about being the open shooter in their offense and how exciting it is, especially when Clark's drawing all the attention, leaving Hull wide open for those sweet, sweet threes. But it's not all smooth sailing. Clark's got this competitive fire that's off the charts. Hull says, if a team's not winning in a scrimmage or a drill, she's going to do everything she can to win. That's the kind of energy that pushes everyone to step up their game. And get this, their friendship isn't just on the court. These two started their offseason with a round of golf. Can you picture it? Two WNBA stars out there, probably talking trash and laughing it up on the green. That's the kind of bond that makes magic happen when they hit the hardwood. Golf's cool and all, but let's talk about what's really getting fans fired up. Remember when Hull was just another face on the bench? Now she's got people losing their minds every time she touches the ball. How did Hull go from zero to hero so fast? Picture this. Hull walks into the arena and the place just erupts. It's like she's a rock star or something. Can you believe it? This is the same girl who almost quit basketball, and now fans are actually cheering for her. It's wild, right? Think back to when nobody even knew Hull's name. Now, people are rocking her jersey like it's the hottest fashion trend. Hull's probably pinching herself thinking, is this real life? And then it hits her. The chant. Lexie, Lexie, echoing through the arena. That's gotta give you goosebumps. When Hull steps on the court, it's like someone flipped a switch. The energy is off the charts. Every time she touches the ball, the crowd goes absolutely bonkers. It's not just that they're cheering.
You know, in the throes of when it was at its worst, what do you think allowed you guys to actually find a way to come together? Was there a player or a person? Was it all of you guys?
I think, we're all competitors. We're all professional athletes. We want to win. And I think we were just sick. We were better than that. There's a sense of losing games.
They're on their feet screaming their heads off. For Hull, can you imagine how that feels? But here's the thing. Hull's not just playing. She's putting on a show. She's diving for loose balls like her life depends on it, making clutch shots that have people jumping out of their seats. It's like watching a highlight reel in real time. So what's the real reason fans are going wild for the Fever? Sure, winning is awesome, but you know what's even better? Hull's hustle. She's the underdog that everyone's rooting for. People love a comeback story, and Hull's serving it up hot. After the game, Hull's not rushing off to party or whatever. Nope. She's out there signing autographs for an hour straight. And get this, she can't stop smiling the whole time. It's like she's living her dream, and we're all along for the ride. You know what's crazy? Hull's gone from almost quitting to being the heart and soul of this team. Fans aren't just watching the game anymore. They're watching Hull. They're living and dying with every play she makes. It's not just basketball, it's the Lexie Hull show, and everyone's tuning in. You think the Lexie Hull show is wild on game day? Wait till you see what goes down at practice. Picture this. Hull walks in, and suddenly it's like you've stumbled into the weirdest dance party / yoga class you've ever seen. What's she doing, and why is everyone losing it? Let's talk about a typical day at Fever practice. Everyone's warming up, doing their usual stuff. Then Hull bursts through the door. She's got this crazy playlist blasting.
I'm curious about the competitive aspect of it too. I think it's something you've talked about in the past too, that she's just kind of raised the competitiveness level.
And I think it just shows the type of player she is. If it's not working, she's going to try to figure it out. And you definitely want her on your side. If her team's not winning in a scrimmage or a drill, she's competitive and she's going to do everything she can to win.
I'm talking about music that's so out there. Even Caitlin Clark's like, what is this? Can you imagine? The rookie superstar is confused and Hull's just grooving along like it's totally normal. But that's not even the wildest part. Hull starts her warm-up routine, and it's nothing like you've ever seen before. It's like she's mixing yoga with dance moves. One second she's doing this weird stretch, the next she's busting out moves that would make a pop star jealous. The team's cracking up, but Hull? She doesn't care one bit. She's in her own little world, getting ready to dominate. You know what's funny? The team's laughing, but they're also kind of impressed. It's like Hull's found this secret way to get hyped up for practice. And get this, her energy is contagious. Before you know it, other players are trying out some of Hull's moves. It's hilarious and awesome at the same time, but you want to know the craziest thing that happened during Fever practice? Okay, picture this. Hull's feeling extra confident after her wild warm-up. She walks right up to Coach Christie's sides and says, "Hey coach, how about a 3-point contest? Winner gets to choose the music for a whole week." Can you believe it? The whole team goes quiet, waiting to see what coach will say. You won't believe what happened next. Coach sides with this big grin on her face, says, "You're on, Hull." The entire team goes nuts. They're cheering, picking sides, making bets. It's like the practice turned into this epic showdown. So, who won? Let's just say Hull's playlist became the team anthem for the next week. That's right, Hull outshot the coach. But here's the best part. Instead of being mad, Coach Sides loved it. She said it showed Hull's confidence and competitive spirit.
It fired up everybody. I mean, Lexie Hull puts in the work. She puts in the work, just feels really good. So proud of our team. I'm so proud of our team. You've got players out there that just draw so much of attention. I mean, she was shooting some wide open threes and she put it in for us.
And you know what? The whole team got fired up. That little contest lit a fire under everyone. Now, every practice is like a party. Hull's playlist is pumping, everyone's doing these crazy warm-ups, and the energy is through the roof. It's not just about basketball anymore. Hull's turned practice into this wild, fun experience that's bringing the whole team together, and you can bet it's showing up in their games too. The Fever aren't just playing better, they're having a blast doing it. So, what's the deal with Lexie Hull? This girl's story is absolutely wild. She went from almost hanging up her sneakers to becoming the heart and soul of the Fever.
Christy turns on loud music because I can't remember where we were going, but we knew the arena was going to be loud. And Caitlin screamed, she's like, "Can someone turn it off? It's giving me a migraine." And then been asked, "What did you say?" And you repeat it. No one else is repeating it, but she did. And it was the funniest thing. We're all rolling on the ground laughing.
Can you believe it? It's like something out of a movie. Think about it. Hull was this close to giving up on her hoop dreams. Now, she's out there lighting up the court, making fans go crazy, and turning practice into a party. That's not just basketball. That's straight up inspiration. You know what's even crazier? Hull's not done yet. She's got some secret plans cooking for next season. She's not spilling the beans just yet, but you can bet it's gonna be good. Next time you're watching a Fever game, keep your eyes glued to number 10. Hull might just pull off something that'll make your jaw drop.